So Tiny Lund, a fellow who didn't even have a car here 2 weeks ago, is in the lead, and he could very well wrap things up in one of the richest stock car races of all time, the Daytona 500. And here he is, Tiny Lund, and he'll be starting on the last lap. So Tiny Lund is out there all alone, and unofficially I've got him 24 seconds ahead of Freddie Lorenzen, and he's got a good 30 seconds on Ned Jarrett. Don't want to overlook the fact that Nelson Stacy is fourth and Dan Gurney is fifth. They're 2 laps behind. And then Dick Petty in the 63 Plymouth is in 6th place. Bobby Johns, doing a great job, is in 7th in the 63 Pontiac. And then Joe Weatherly is in 8th. But here's the guy that everybody has been chasing, Tiny Lund. He's driven a tremendous race. And you can bet that if he can just finish now, his pit crew will get a tremendous amount of credit for the job of engineering they did here today. The checkered flag is out. And here he comes. Under the checkered flag, Tiny Lund has taken it. And this really is a big victory for him. And in just a moment, we'll be back with him in the winner's circle at the Daytona 500 on ABC's Wide World of Sports.
Gurney looks unbeatable. Hanch is holding steady in second. Gurney brings his Wood Brothers Ford under the checkered flag. Marvin Hanch finishes second, and Roberts gives Ford a clean sweep in third. After the restart, Dan builds a tremendous lead. It looks like Gurney is going to make it 3 in a row. Dan takes the checker and wins the Motor Trend 500.
A.J. Foyt in car number 41, driving a spectacular race here today. There's the white flag for him, and Buddy Baker still right in there dicing with him. Incidentally, A.J. has not slowed down at all. We clocked him 2 laps back in 54.2, which converts into 166 miles an hour. So he hasn't come off that gas pedal at all in the closing stages of this race, and that is typical of A.J. Foyt. If he's going to win it, he wants to win it big and going as fast as he possibly can. Look at him pick up ground on Buddy Baker. Baker passed him earlier, and it was almost as if the crowd thought, well, it doesn't make much difference. He's 1 lap back, but A.J. sees it a little bit differently. In 3rd place is G.C. Spencer, and in 4th place, car number 19, is J.T. Putney. So here they come around for the final turn, and Foyt's going to try to pass Baker. The checkered flag is out for A.J. Foyt, and here they come to the finish line. And I think he nipped him. The checkered flag for A.J. Foyt. Baker is still 1 full lap behind, but I think A.J. just got his nose ahead of Buddy Baker at the finish line. It's almost like A.J. said, I just have to pass 1 more car before I'm going to call it an afternoon.
Now there's 1 to go. by 11 seconds over a game Yarborough to capture his first big track victory since 1958. Nobody left early. They stayed for the King's coronation and to watch a hero return from exile. Challenge after challenge after challenge.
Dan holds on to the lead. Curtis spins and Pearson goes by, taking over second place. Dave is on Dan's bumper. Bobby Allison spins. Gurney is pulling away in first place. Pearson holds on to second. Curtis continues to have trouble. Dan Gurney wins again. Dan makes it 4 in a row.
You know that David Pearson's doing a good job of catching up. We saw him and then panned over to the 3 leaders. I don't think he can catch him, but he's made up a couple of those 4 seconds.
Yes, he has. He's only about a second and a half behind now. Jimmy's made up an awful lot of time. But as I say, these lead cars have slowed down quite a bit because I think Hutchison is wanting Cale to pass him, and Cale won't do it.
And Darrell won't pass Cale, so let's see what happens. They're still going about 175 miles an hour.
They've slowed down about 5 miles an hour off the pace, but that's because they're all wanting each other to pass each other.
And that was the white flag indicating 1 lap to go. This 160-lap race has now become a 1-lap race because the issue is still in doubt.
There's the first turn, Jim. We're going through the first and second turn, and this going into the third turn is probably where one of them will make their move, but I look for the winner to do it coming off the fourth turn, but we'll just see.
Off the banking onto the backstretch, 3,400 feet long. Cale moving up now on the inside.
There goes Cale making an awful early move.
There's Darrell on the outside.
Now there's the suction that I was talking about.
So Dick Hutchison has been dropped back into third place. They're in the third turn, 1 more turn to go, and then they'll hit for the finish line on the high banking.
Dick is still set up real well to get this checkered flag. Now there's where I would sit if I was going to try to win it. Right where Hutchison is. See that puff of smoke? It looked like he had to back off the throttler to keep from hitting Cale.
Made his move, but he couldn't do it. Cale Yarborough is the winner of the race in car number 21. Car number 29, Dick Hutchison, is second. And car number 26, Darrell Deeringer, finishes third in the most exciting stock car race I have ever seen in my life.
After an agonizing minute and 25 seconds, car 121 is back in the race, 56 seconds behind the pace setter. From third place, Gurney begins his charge. He picks up a second, then 2. He is 53 seconds behind, but is averaging more than 100 miles an hour over the twisting 9-turn road course. 80,000 people are counting seconds and laps. Through turns 6 and 8 and into Riverside's long straight, he's close enough to reach out and touch the lead. Then, coming out of turn 9, it is Dan Gurney in front. Gurney makes it 5 for 6 at Riverside, a record without precedent in racing.
Look at this car coming in here. That shows you what can happen at the stresses of high G's and wind. One of the slower cars coming in with an entire bent-up hood. There's the white flag with 1 lap to go. You'll recall that in July, Cale took the lead on the 4th turn to win this race, and now he has a lead over Leroy, but as Chris Economaki mentioned, Leroy might be in a position to move Pye in the draft. And here they go. 1 more turn to make. It's Cale Yarborough. Leroy right behind him. Here it is. Can Leroy put enough into that engine to come down the home stretch? It doesn't look like he's going to make it. Cale fights him off. And the checkered flag is out for Cale Yarborough, and there is Leroy Yarborough right behind. Exactly 1 second.
Cale Yarborough streaks down the back chute and enters the high bank third and fourth turn with that Cyclone handling perfectly. He puts it wherever he wants with little or no correction needed and takes the white flag. One more lap. Every crowd loves a winner, and they're all on their feet as Cale powers down onto the fourth turn for the checkered flag, the winner of the Atlanta 500.
19,000 spectators looked on as the drivers ran a total of 66 laps under 10 caution flags, with Cale Yarborough's speed slowed to 66.686 miles an hour. The track record is 70.098 miles an hour, set in 1964 by the now retired Fred Lorenzen. Yarborough finished 50 yards ahead of Pearson, who had set a qualifying record of 78.230 miles an hour on Friday.
The white flag, meaning 1 lap to go for the leader. Sky still blue overhead and still a very, very hot afternoon. It's going to be easily a record speed. The old record was 153 plus miles per hour, and Cale Yarborough is going to average 167 plus as he's on that final lap right now.
He's had a great day. No problems at all on that Wood Brothers prepared automobile, and everything's broke right for him.
This, of course, will be his third victory in a row at Daytona. He won this race last year, the Daytona 500 last winter, and now in just a few seconds, the Firecracker 400 again. 29-year-old Cale Yarborough headed for victory. The checkered flag, and it's all over.
So we'll send Chris Economaki on his way to interview whichever one of these drivers crosses that finish line first and gets the checkered flag. Less than 1 3/8 to go. And this is where Pearson's going to have to make his move. Everybody is standing, everybody in the infield craning their necks to try to get a view of this finish line. They'll go into the number 3 turn. Pearson right up close, but somehow Cale fights him off, and there he gets a good break. There's a little traffic on the inside, and Pearson has to back off. Here's the last turn, and Cale's going to win it. The checkered flag is out for Cale Yarborough in one of the most thrilling finishes of all time, and it's dejection in the pit of David Pearson right now, and jubilation by the Wood Brothers, the pit crew of Cale Yarborough. The white flag is out for Cale Yarborough as he comes down in front of the grandstand. 1 lap to go. And now let's see how far behind David Pearson is. As he comes by, it's 8.2 seconds behind Cale Yarborough. And barring a complete collapse, it looks like Cale Yarborough has won his 3rd straight Atlanta 500. Cale, who celebrated his 30th birthday this last Wednesday and whose wife Betty Jo is expecting their 2nd child at any moment, really had a hurrying, hustling afternoon to get this race over with, and here he comes. Around the final turn and down the home stretch, the checkered flag is out for Cale Yarborough. Everybody standing, and he receives the checkered, and here comes David Pearson around, and he gets the checkered also. He finishes 9.6 seconds behind.
As they fire those road missiles down the front chute, Cale moves up on the low side of Leroy. They kick fenders through the first turn, and Leroy almost loses it as Cale pours it on to take the lead. With all the competition behind him, Cale Yarborough scorches his number 21 through the 4th turn for the last time and under the checkered flag, the winner of the Motor State 500.
As they come down the main straightaway on the 199th lap, they're side by side. They both take the white flag. It could be either Pete or Cale to win. The Falstaff points are still up for grabs. Pete Hamilton gets the lead on the back chute, but as they come into turn 3, Yarborough drives deep and gets the edge. Cale Yarborough gets the checkered flag.
As they pound toward the finish, A.J. has the lead, and Baker passes Petty to take over second. On the 200th lap, A.J. Foyt screams down the front chute 8 seconds ahead of Buddy Baker to take the checkered flag.
Well, we hope that A.J. Foyt will be with us on our next championship auto racing special from Trenton, New Jersey on April 25th. It's his kind of racing, open cockpit, Indianapolis machinery.
Right, that'll be on the 25th. That'll be the Trenton 200. That'll be stop number 2 on the championship trail in our 3 specials this year. The third one will be May the 16th in Talladega, with Talladaga's area blacked out. And here they come by. The white flag goes out for A.J. Foyt and Richard Petty. 1.522 miles to go. And it looks like A.J. Foyt will make it 2 out of 3, winning both at Ontario, and if he wins here, it'll be that second big win for him. He finished third at the Daytona 500. Look, there's a big skid down here in the number 4 turn. The caution light is going to be out. It is, I believe, 07 Cuckoo Marlin, and this race will probably end on a caution flag. The caution light is out, and here is A.J. takes the checkered.
Billy won the Indianapolis 500 the last time in the same way, with spinning cars, smoke and fire in front of him. What a dramatic ending to an exciting day.
The race is on again. Throttles to the floor to get that lead. At 190 miles an hour, it'll all be decided in a few bitter seconds. Donnie Allison is out in front, with Baker and Bobby Allison just seconds behind him. Neck and neck, Baker and Bobby Allison close on the leader. 1 mile to go. A half mile to go. Donnie Allison holds his lead and wins. His brother Bobby takes second.
A tremendous race with the race right down to the wire. And we're waiting the winner here in Victory Circle, and the Witt brothers are all over the car.
And the white flag is up for A.J. Foyt, and he has been out in front, running easy by himself for 119 consecutive laps. So he has really dominated this race since Richard Petty blew his engine and went to the garage.
The clocks say that he's going to win at better than 160 miles an hour, Keith. He'll be the first over 160 mile an hour winner at 161.5 miles an hour going in. The old record set by Leroy Yarborough, 157.95 in 1969.
So this massive crowd, and they've estimated it at 98,000 plus, coming up with the cheers for the tough Texan from Houston, A.J. Foyt. He told us before the race he wanted to run it hard, lead all the way if he could, and he hasn't led all the way, but most of the way, and he wins the Daytona 500, and that's an appropriate sign, isn't it?
Both Petty and Allison are handling well and gain on Foyt through the turns. But A.J. unleashes that big Mercury and runs away on the straights. That extra pit stop of Petty's to tighten the right front wheel could have made the difference. He can run with Foyt, but he can't make up the lap it cost him. Allison in number 12 and Baker in 11 are dicing for the second place spot and have been swapping it for the last 20 laps. Here's A.J. Foyt on his last lap as he pounds through the 4th turn and screams down the front chute for the checkered flag, the winner of the Miller 500. Oh, no, look out! Crawford lost it in the 4th turn, hit the wall, and when he ricocheted across the track, he tangled with the leader, Bobby Isaac. David Pearson threads his way through the mayhem to take the lead. Isaac powered his way right through Crawford, but it slowed him up enough to lose the lead. Crawford is all right and gets out of the car. And here comes David Pearson down off the high-banked fourth turn onto the tri-oval for the checkered flag. There's the white flag. One more lap, and Davy gets the brass ring. Here he is down the front chute for the checkered flag, and David Pearson wins the Motor State 400.
And here they are getting the white flag with 1 lap to go, and it's man against man at the Daytona Speedway.
Petty closing, Petty closing. Petty trying to get inside. Pearson kind of pinching him on the wall, but Richard went up high a few minutes ago to pass Allison, and he stays up high, but this time he cannot get by Pearson. It is now full floorboard, firewall, shove it, do everything you can, but make it run faster. It is Petty who is in that drafting posture as they whistle down the straight. Allison is also in drafting posture. Pearson up in front. He's the man who is cutting the groove in the heavy air, but he for a moment starts to pull it away, and now let's see if Petty can close it up again. Allison at this particular point does not look like he's got enough left to make a shot at him, and here they come for the checkered flag.
And there's not going to be a move. It's Pearson's race.
David Pearson wins it by about 3.5 or 4 feet. And the pit crew jumps for joy. Tremendous duel here at Daytona.
With the white flag out, David has one more tour of the oval, and this one is all his. There he goes. The checkered flag snaps down over the Mercury, number 21, and David Pearson wins the 8th annual Carolina 500.
Here comes the white flag, and here's the final lap for David Pearson.
Well, he could almost coast now and do the job. So I think the big sigh of relief comes from Dave Pearson and the pit crew. There's a big crowd gathering around them down there. They've seen it all before, they've done it many times, but still every time you win there's a big thrill. And there he goes. Certainly now, whatever happens, he can coast home. Great feeling for a race driver, tremendous relief.
And it means David Pearson will go past $115,000 in total winnings here at the Atlanta Raceway.
We're down here at the finish line now as the white flag is out for David Pearson with 1 lap to go. And Benny Parsons has now, because of all the accidents, has moved into second place. He is 13 laps down to David Pearson, and his car is sick, but I think he's going to get around. And Richie Panch is right behind David Pearson. Those 2 cars right there. Richie, one of the rookies here today, still out there racing, and he's in about 15th spot right now. There's the checkered flag. And the fans are wildly cheering for their hero, David Pearson, who has won 3 Rebels before, but never at the 500-mile distance.
There goes another one. With 3 laps to go, Vic Parsons, driving the Mercury, number 45, blew the engine, entering turn 1, spun in the oil, lost it, went high to the wall, and back down onto the infield grass. The caution flag is out, and it looks like it'll last for the duration. Pearson heads under the white and yellow with 1 more lap, and he owns another big one. David is second only to the pace car as he follows it down the tri-oval and under the checkered flag. Even though the race finished under the yellow, Pearson had little or no competition, having a full lap lead over second place contender Donnie Allison.
Yarborough then comes back to battle Pearson and regain the lead until midway through the 500-miler. Suddenly, Cale spun out, banged into the retaining wall, had to pit for repairs, and lost a lap and the race. So David Pearson is off on another Sunday afternoon drive, never less than 1 lap or 1.5 miles ahead the rest of the way. Yarborough came in second, Donnie Allison was third, as David Pearson takes the checkered flag for a record 9th victory in 12 starts this year.
The white flag falls on David Pearson. 1 more lap to go. About 1 more mile. Can he make it? Suddenly, it happens on the back chute. Second place, Bobby Allison runs out of gasoline. He'll coast to the finish line, and with a very quiet engine. David Pearson charges right out of the middle of the 4th turn onto the long front straight and fires his Mercury under the checkered flag. Winner of the 18th annual Rebel 500. The white flag, 1 more lap to complete the longest stock car race in the world, and it's now or never for Richard Petty. He has that Dodge wound out all the way. Entering turn 3, he begins to set Pearson up for the slingshot, but can he pull it off? Onto the tri-oval, both cars are flat out. Petty can't make it, and David Pearson flies under the checkered flag, winner of the 15th World 600.
Right, coming down out of turn number 4, coming down past the start-finish line. And Pearson backs off for Petty. Something wrong with Pearson. Petty takes the lead. I think Pearson backed off of it.
It looks almost as he ran out of petrol or something. I've never seen anything like this happen before. It could be very bad luck for him, but my goodness, what an advantage. Richard Petty. The crowd are absolutely on their feet and yelling. Richard Petty's got an enormous advantage. 300 or 400 yards, it looks like, on that back straightaway. Down there at almost 200 miles an hour. And there is David Pearson falling back on this very last lap of this fantastic race, but he seems to be closing up, Keith.
To have stopped so suddenly, to have suddenly slowed up like that, makes me think, though, Jackie, he backed off on purpose because obviously he's still got horsepower, and he's now closed it right in behind Richard Petty as they turn and come for home. Can Pearson slingshot him as he comes down low? Petty may run him into the fence, and it's going to be Pearson winning it. An incredible, daring move, and it paid off for David Pearson.
He comes to the line, comes across the line. David Pearson taking the white flag and going into turn number 1 with the biggest lead he's had this year at a finish.
There will be 3 cars ahead of him as he works the final lap, but it's no problem for Dave Pearson. He glues that Mercury high on the jet black groove here at Michigan International. Off turn 2 for the last time and making that last trip down the backstretch. Lifts just a little bit coming off of 2. No hurry this time. He knows Petty's a long way back as he hits the midpoint of the backstretch and moves into turn 3.
As David Pearson moves that Purolator Mercury into the number 3 corner, Richard Petty's SUV Dodge is just coming out of the number 2 turn. Pearson moves around Richie Panch and is running right behind Cale Yarborough Chevy. He backs off the pace a little bit. There's a little heavy traffic up front as Pearson comes out of turn 4 and heads for the start-finish line.
40,000 people stand to give an ovation to car number 21, David Pearson, who's done it. He has won his 82nd career victory.
There's only been one point in this race today where anybody has had what could be called a comfortable lead, and that is right now. He'll soon be getting the white flag, which means 1 lap to go, and after that, the checker.
Jim, the speed's under 120 miles an hour, which means this is the slowest National 500 in a dozen years.
There was the white flag, 1 lap to go for David Pearson. The uphill battle looks like a success right now. All he has to do is negotiate a couple more turns. He can almost coast in, not quite at this point, but almost. Richard Petty is still about the same behind, 1.4 seconds is the last clocking. There you see the difference between the two of them as David Pearson heads for victory. Turn 3, 1 more to go. There you get an idea of the speed as the spectators flash by and the objects in the background. David Pearson coming to the checker. has won the National 500 at Charlotte. What a tremendous performance.
With 32 laps to go, Petty took his Dodge into the lead with Pearson in pursuit. Following a final pit stop, Pearson went back to the front. Then in the closing lap, smoke began billowing out of his Mercury, and officials had the black flag out for the last 3 laps. Pearson backed off in the final lap and finished with a 5-second advantage on Petty, who became a $2 million driver with a $10,000 payday.
White flag is out. 1 lap to go. Keep your eye on the rear vision mirror. He said it's extremely important. I don't believe that you have to tell Richard Petty to keep his eyes in the rear vision mirror.
I reckon he's throwing it out the window right now. I don't think he's even interested. But there they go, and they're coming.
Everybody is standing here at the Daytona International Speedway. Look at David Pearson. He has moved closer. Can he do it?
He's going to pull out now. He's going to try for the
I
track.
don't know. He's down on the inside. He's even. He's got the lead, but there's a car ahead of him. There is a slower car ahead of him. And Richard Petty and Pearson go high. Pearson now has the lead. Petty tries to go back down on the inside. As they come out of the 4th turn, they only have about 750 yards to go. Oh! It's a down straightaway. They did hit. Petty smashes into the wall. Will he come across the start-finish line? He's going to win the race. He's going to win it spinning, as he, I believe, will take the checkered flag. No, he did not make it. He is less than 100 yards from it. Here comes Pearson. Pearson is going to try to make it across the finish line. Petty has his car going. Pearson's going to win it. Oh, gosh, Randall, he wins the race.
What a finish for a motorcycle. I've never seen anything like that.
It's unbelievable. Unbelievable, because here is Richard Petty, not more than maybe 150 feet from it.
He's got it started up, and he's crossed the finishing line as well.
He did it. He beat Betty Parsons across, so he gets 2nd place.
Here he comes by. Everybody standing down in front of us. The white flag should be out, and it is, as David Pearson has 1.522 miles to go.
Well, the vibration that he talked about earlier to his pit crew, I'm afraid that vibration hasn't shown up for any of these other competitors.
You know what they call us? They call it good vibes.
Well, it must have been good for him. Obviously, he's taking his time. He's not getting himself into any trouble. He's allowing the car in front of him to take the lead, not to be pushed, to be sure that he's going to get in. He doesn't want any last corner accident on this motor course.
All right, here he comes. The checker flag will be out for David Pearson. The checkered flag is out. Everybody stands, and he has won his 3rd race of the year.
White flag, the final lap. It's David Pearson gaining an advantage in turn number 2. All the way to the wall. He uses up every bit of racetrack in turn 2, Donnie.
Yes, I know. David is really pushing the button. He is really running away now.
Here he is in turn number 3, lapping Dick May's automobile. Pulls up high in turn number 4, all the way on the fence. Pearson, a superlative performance by the Silver Fox, 3-time Grand National Champion David Pearson, bringing the crowd to their feet as he storms across the finish line to win for the 8th time at the Michigan International Speedway. David Pearson's done it.
It's been a long afternoon here, 500 miles, and look at that. Richard's left front wheel got down over that white line. A very dangerous spot to be. Had to back off. Waltrip won't give an inch. There's the leader. And that, of course, is David Pearson, who will get the checkered flag the next time around. Ooh, this does get dicey as they come down the backstretch. Waltrip trying to hang on. Petty right behind. Can he do it, Jackie?
He's going to make a try. He's going down low. He surely can't do it there. He's come very close. They're really close. The smoke coming off the tires there, and Richard Petty's done it. He's got right through, Bill.
I don't know how he did it, but Petty has taken over second place. Pearson takes the checkered flag for first, and Petty will take second. Waltrip will take third, and what a daring piece of driving by King Richard.
Well, there's the white flag, meaning there is 1 lap to go. Only 1 lap to go, and David Pearson will have won the first prize of more than $17,000. Drove an extremely intelligent race. He's always one of the most intelligent drivers on the circuit. And there's the battle for third, still going on. And Brooks trying him down low again. Parsons up high. Still, Parsons that much in front. While their battle goes on, here's the leader, cruising easily for home. That is if you call a speed of about 165 miles an hour, cruising easily.
The presence of Lenny Paw so close to that battling duo of Dick Brooks and Benny Parsons may be that he has a favorite. They say 2 cars together go faster than one, and he may have one of those drivers that he'd like to see get that extra $3,000.
And here through the smog they come on the final lap of the afternoon of a 500-mile race. And it's going to be David Pearson taking the checkered flag in car number 21.
There's Dave Marcus coming up behind Pearson, and there right in front is Buddy Baker, and the white flag goes out for David Pearson. So Buddy Baker is in front. He has a chance of being lapped here, although I doubt it, and exactly 3 seconds separates David Pearson from Donnie Allison with less than half a lap to go. Here comes Donnie down the backstretch. It doesn't look like Donnie Allison is going to make it today as David Pearson now comes around into turn 4. Everybody standing down the main straightaway. David Pearson on the verge of winning his 8th race here at the Darlington Raceway. The white flag is out for Buddy Baker, and the checkered flag goes out for David Pearson, who wins the Southern 500, the 28th running of the granddaddy of them all.
Will it be Pearson or will it be Yarborough? Because the white flag is out, and that in racing means 1 lap to go, and only one of this 400-mile race. They are the only 2 with a chance to win the race. We have Yarborough, car number 11, in the favored second position because probably going into turn 3, he will make his move, try to do that slingshot maneuver that we've been talking about. Down the back straightaway and into turn 3, that will be the point. It's coming up very, very soon. Should be right about here, Chris.
Right, and he's in Pearson's grab, but Pearson is moving to the right, and Cale slides down underneath him.
He backs off. Up is that other car.
The slower car, how about that? And Cale's strategy was black. I wonder if he saw that car or not, but this is the break that Pearson needs. The pressure is off right now. But here comes Cale in the lancing try on the outside.
It's too late now. It's going to be David Pearson winning the Firecracker 400. Cale Yarborough second, and coming just behind him with 3rd and 4th place cars a lap down. Darrell Waltrip and Richard Petty, and they finish also just feet apart.
The white flag will be out as the cars come by. Here it is, 1 lap to go for Neil Bonnet and Benny Parsons, and look at Waltrip closing right in there.
And Bill, with that traffic up ahead of them, this is going to maybe make the race. Exactly what happens, because this group should be catching the group of slower cars right in front of them just about as they come around by the start-finish line.
All right, they peel down that backstretch.
Yeah, there they come into the traffic. This could be absolutely incredible here.
Neil Bonnet, though, is doing a good job of coming through the traffic, and right behind him is Benny Parsons down low, and there's a car that moves in between Bonnet and Parsons, and that's a great break for Bonnet and a bad break for Benny.
Yep, Benny's now tucking down, but he is running out of time, no question about it.
And Earnhardt, who is the 3rd place car, is going to be lapped now as Bonnet gets the checker. Neil Bonnet wins the Firecracker 400. Benny Parsons is in 2nd place, and Dale Earnhardt will finish 3rd in a blazing finish here.
And this is the white flag with only 1 lap to go. He came out of that corner completely differently. Now, the position is for Cale Yarborough. He's in 3rd position. It'll have remained to be seen what happens now.
And Buddy is showing the horsepower off, but the 21 car works down low. He was skipping that left front wheel, and Cale's trying for the inside. Bonnet's out front. The other 2 are in a position to slingshot as they head for the top tunnel turn. Bonnet's car, he's weaving back and forth. And Baker right in there.
And Baker's got his hand out the window there. He was waving at Cale Yarborough. I think they almost touched there, but it looks like Baker is dropped back into the third position now, and it looks really like Neil Bonnet's got himself sorted out. He's got a tremendous advantage. Suddenly, it could be that Buddy Baker's now going to pass Cale Yarborough. He does as they go into turn 3. Buddy Baker is getting into second position, but right now, unless something very strange happens, Neil Bonnet's going to win this motor race.
Well, he's been all over this racetrack today. He was a lap down. He came back. Look at him way down on the inside. He's got his hand on the fans. A huge crowd. Bonnet waves and he wins it for the number 21 team. Baker is second, and Yarborough is third. Earnhardt gets fourth. What a race, Jack.
Harold Kinder extends the white flag. 80,000 people are on their feet. Down they go into turn number 1. Bonnet has the advantage. Yarborough presses down to the inside. Parsons ready to make his move. 4 cars. Who will it be at the finish line? Bonnet holds on to the lead. Bonnet moving down out of the draft to try and fool their draft, which he's... Earnhardt comes to the inside. It's knuckle to knuckle into turn number 3. Earnhardt in front, Bonnet coming back. Here comes Parsons from the inside. The last lap of the 12th annual Talladega 500. What a classic. $249,000 at stake. Here they come to the line. Neil Bonnet of the Alabama gang is in front. Oh, no. Earnhardt pushing. He hits Cale Yarborough. They picked it up to the line. It will be Neil Bonnet. The Alabama gang pulls it off.
And they come by this time. It'll be the white flag with 1 lap to go. There it is.
Now he's got to make up his mind. As Darrell Waltrip tried to get out of turn 2 real fast, draft him down the back stretch and get into turn 3 first of all. There's a reputation about Darlington is that there isn't room for 2 cars side by side going into turn 3 if you're really racing. He's not going to do it. I don't think he's going to do it.
Well, he's gotten some pretty good blocking action by Neil Bonnet as Bonnet closes him down as they come around turn 4. Everybody is standing in the home straightaway in the stands, cheering there, and the checkered flag goes for Bonnet.
Off of turn number 4, and Harold Kinder gives them a look and gives them 2 to go. Into turn number 1, here goes Waltrip. Waltrip into the corner, didn't get it this time.
Waltrip dropped down low. He took a look on the inside. Now he's watching how Bonnet responded. Bonnet moved up about a half a lane, and Waltrip back to the inside again, Mike Joy.
On the backstretch, it will be the white flag this time by a lap and a half, 2.2 miles to the checkered flag, and Waltrip gets the lead. Darrell Waltrip looking for his 5th consecutive victory. Now owns the low groove on the racetrack as they come off the corner. Waltrip made his move, but was it a lap too soon?
The question is, did Bonnet let him go by, or did Waltrip beat him into the corner? Bonnet may still have something up his sleeve.
Neil Bonnet into turn 1 retakes the lead. The Ford is back out in front. And Bonnet from Hueytown, Alabama, looks to win his 3rd race of the season. There's time, though, for one more exchange at the south end of the speedway. Waltrip did it a lap ago. He's got one more shot. They lap by John Anderson, a blur at the bottom of your screen at 160 miles an hour. Here comes Yarborough. Yarborough, bottom of the racetrack. He's got Waltrip, and that will let Bonnet slip away. It'll be Bonnet out of turn 4 all the way to the checkered flag. Waltrip is second by inches over Cale Yarborough.
I think Elliott now will try to just kind of set there. He's got a couple laps to go. I think he's going to try to find himself some sort of weak point. If he can do it coming off a turn, going into a turn, he seems to be stronger right in the middle of the corner. And with 1 lap to go, he's going to have to do it. He's going to take a look on the inside.
White flag, he's got to do it now. Less than a lap to go of the 400 that they started this long, grueling crusade. Here goes Elliott trying the outside line down the backstretch. Nothing there. Tucks in behind Neil Bonnet. 3 and 4 will decide the issue. $450,000 on the line. Elliott looks to the inside, slips up on the outside. He'll try the long way around. They're off turn 4. They're coming to the checkered flag, and Neil Bonnet will win the World 600.
And here they come around turn 4. And it is Buddy Baker moving up fast on Labonte. Labonte is dropping way back. Sam, that can only mean one thing. He must be out of fuel. Look how far back he's gone.
Oh, yeah, Terry just slowed. Absolutely. Look, another car passing him there.
I'll tell you, you can't call this bad luck exactly. It's something that he and his crew chief, Cale Inman, are really going to talk about for a long time.
Well, we thought heat would be the major factor. It turns out that fuel is.
Incredible. So that's what it cost him, that flat-out running that brought him into the lead. Probably made the difference between his being able to finish and not finish. That is incredible, but of course it catapults Buddy Baker into an absolutely clear lead. Bill, he's unthreatened by anyone at this point.
So Buddy Baker, who has yet to win the Firecracker 400, looks like he is going to come in if he can keep it together.
And this would be there.
There it is. Checkered flag for Buddy Baker.
Side by side. Down to the inside.
Oh!
4 cars. There it goes.
There's Bodine into the fence. Joe Rutman spins around. Who's going to win the race? Where's Kyle Petty? Kyle Petty is slowed down. He's going slow.
Caution is
Kyle
out.
Petty's going to win the race.
397. I think Kyle's going to take it home.
Joe Rutman gets going again. I think he's going to run second.
Car number 3 comes around. All beaten up. Wild finish here at Richmond.
Earnhardt's got his car going again, but Kyle Petty has passed him while he was sitting over there. Joe Rutman has passed him.
Joe Rutman is all beaten up. Look at the back of Rutman's car. In replay, let's look at what happened. There are now 2 laps to go.
Darrell Waltrip's alongside of him.
There's the hook. Bang.
Earnhardt came down, caught the right rear of Darrell's car, and both of them spin. Darrell hits the car hard. Joe Rutman can't control the car. If he could just keep them spinning. Look at Neil Bonnet's car. Look at Bonnet's car coming down the front straight.
Neil Bonnet's coming by.
That's
Waltrip's car with nothing left is coming down by us now. We'll take a look at it.
There's Bodine and the coming into the
checkered flag is about to come out. Checkered flag will come down, and I think Kyle Petty is going to win it for the Wood brothers. Caution is on the racetrack. Take a look at number 11. There's number 7 that came through that calamity up here on the last lap. Coming down, Harold Kinder, flag in hand, and Kyle Petty, who watched it all. Checkered flag is coming out, I believe, right now. They're only showing 398 complete, but I believe that's 400. The checkers are down. Kyle Petty has won it, and we want to look again at exactly what happened up here in turn number 3.
Well, we've mentioned it before, but Kyle Petty, also besides being a race driver, is a pretty good country music singer. Made his concert debut this past Friday night when he opened a concert for Janie Brickey in Hampton, Virginia. So it has been a big, big weekend for Kyle Petty, his debut as a singer in public. And now, apparently, as he takes the white flag, Kyle Petty may be winning his first real speedway race, and for many, he's legitimately arrived now. In turn 2, it's Kyle Petty. He is on the back straightaway. This is the race for second. Morgan Shepherd has it over late speed right now. But it's Kyle Petty who this crowd of over 160,000 is on their feet cheering for Kyle Petty in the middle of turn 3. Now he's in turn 4. If he can just get it home safely, he says. Kyle Petty now in the short chute. On the front straightaway, Kyle Petty is going to win the Coca-Cola 600. What a day for Kyle Petty and the Wood Brothers team.
And the Wood Brothers are jubilant there in Victory Lane. On pit road as they head for Victory Lane. They are excited.
They both slide up the racetrack, and here they come for the white flag. One more lap to go, and Allison has a slight advantage on Jarrett as they head for turn number 1.
But remember, Dale's been going well on the inside. Does he have the right line, though, Bob?
Davey Allison keeps his car in the middle of the racetrack. Dale Jarrett's car is on the low side. Off the 18 degrees of banking, they go down on 5 degrees of banking, and Dale Jarrett wiggles a little bit as they come out of the second corner. They bump, they touch, they rub, going down the backstretch, side by side, wheel to wheel. Who is it going to be in the Champion Spark Plug 400? Jarrett has the slight advantage as they go into the third and fourth corners. Davey Allison battles back on the outside. It's going to be a photo finish. They touch coming down through the triangle at the line. Who wins it? I believe Jarrett got it. Oh, wow. He knows it, does it? Oh, wow.
Doyle Ford with the white flag in hand, and he waves it over the signal for the Wood Brothers and Morgan Shepherd. 105 miles on one tank of fuel. He has the lead to coast home from here. In turn 4 to the front straightaway. The winner, one of the biggest cliffhangers we've had in a long time, Morgan Shepherd wins it for the Wood Brothers.
2-1 to go this time. Last lap.
Flag is out. White flag, hero. White flag.
No traffic, no nothing. Now the Wood Brothers. The Wood Brothers, who began when NASCAR began in 1949, but haven't won in so long. Gordon turns around. Tony Stewart. Here they come to the flag. Sadler wins it. Andretti is second. And Gordon crosses the line third after contact. Turns Tony Stewart around.
I think it's going to be a battle for turn 4 for fourth position.
Those two guys will probably be meeting each other down there very shortly.
They'll face the white flag when they come around to decide the 53rd Daytona 500. Rookie Trevor Bayne in his second Sprint Cup start will lead them to a white flag with Bobby Labonte. Here comes Kurt Busch and Juan Montoya. Carl Edwards in 5th.
And we know Kurt Busch and Montoya is going to make a move. DW, when will they make it?
I don't think they're going to make it till turn 4. I mean, we keep hearing about I'm a set and duck when I'm leading this thing. So I guess that makes it 21, a set and duck right now. But we'll see here. That 22 knows how to win from that position. That's where he won the Bud Shootout from.
Edwards and Gilliland down to the inside, trying to...
Where did that 34 come from?
Trying to spoil the party.
Oh, my God. They spoiled the party for Kurt Busch and Montoya in here. They come through turn 4.
Gilliland, former pole sitter of the 500. Edwards has room underneath. Now he pushes Trevor Bayne.
It's over.
Cinderella
Trevor Bayne is going to win the Daytona 500.
Unbelievable.
Happy birthday, Trevor Bayne, 20 years old.
Are you kidding me? What?
Cole Witt makes it to pit road, no caution.
Well, look how early Kevin Harvick can get back to the throttle. Gains on through the center, but Blaney does a nice job carrying that speed off the corner.
White flag, 1 lap to go, sponsored by Credit One Bank.
Boy, he let Blaney really drive into the corner. Nice job off of turn 1 for Ryan Blaney.
Gapped him a little bit. Got to get across this tunnel. If he gets across the tunnel, he's got it made.
The calm voice of spotter Josh Williams for Blaney.
A little loose.
Here he comes. He's looking. He's looking.
Oh, Harvick had to get out of the throttle a little bit. Almost got in the wall.
400 miles. It's going to come down to 1 corner. That flat turn 3. And Blaney beats Harvick back to the gas. Harvick looks slow, and here they come. The winner at Pocono, Ryan Blaney for the Wood Brothers.
Wow.
What a race.
Wow.
I'm sorry you can't talk, Bob, but I'm so proud of you today. Love you.
1 to go here in Daytona.
Nemechek made it 3 wide in that second lane, that second line, and that has killed the momentum.
You've got to go back a long, long way for Kyle Busch. 2008, the last time he won here at Daytona. And now he is tantalizingly close to that victory. But here comes Harrison Burton for the Wood Brothers. He's being pushed by Parker Retzlaff. And the 23-year-old from Huntersville, North Carolina is at the front of this field and may race his way into the playoffs. Busch goes low. Burton blocks. He gets back up. Comes to the line. Jeff, your little boy, has done it. Harrison Burton wins in Daytona and does what his uncle and dad did. How about that? At a time when he doesn't have a ride in Cup next year, he wins at the World Center of Racing. What a great night for the Burton family here at Daytona. What do you say, Dad?
Hell, I can't talk.
Nor can your wife. What a magical moment. It's the Wood Brothers 100th win. It's Harrison Burton's first in Cup. and he's going to the playoffs.
Josh Berry's resume is he was high school classmates with Taylor Swift. Maybe today she'll be rooting for him. White flag. Last lap for Josh Berry and the Wood brothers to seal the deal in Las Vegas. Suarez 1.1 seconds back. His last lap a 10th faster than Berry's. Ryan Preece having a career day in third. Ross Chastain, William Byron, 2 Fords, 3 Chevys in the top 5.
How about this? The Wood brothers, we're back.
What an unbelievable day for this car and that driver, Josh Berry.
Josh Berry and the Wood brothers win in Las Vegas. Gets his... Eddie and Len Wood and their sister Kim Woodhall and the next generation of the Woods that run this family race team. Home is Stewart, Virginia, just west of Martinsville. And there's nobody on pit road or in that garage area who is not happy for the Wood brothers today.
Good job.